Welcome to College Football Final, presented by Mazda.
We begin college football final with Texas needing Cameron Dicker to escape an upset of Kansas. Final score in Austin, 50-48. Another tremendous finish. This one in the ACC Coastal between Virginia Tech and North Carolina. 6 overtimes needed. The new 2-point conversion rule in play. Hokies get the win, 43-41, and then the upset of the day.
For the win, in the air, it is up, and it is good! Yes! Good! Let's go! Upset! Let's go, baby! Upset in Champaign! Upset in Champaign!
And gentlemen, with that, cheers. Champagne in Champagne. Week 9 of the season. Welcome to the College Football Final presented by Mazda. We signed the waiver. We're good. Have a sip before we get started.
The toast to Lovie Smith's beard is
toast to everything college football related. Ooh, that's tart. I don't know what kind of example we're setting. We're starting with champagne and a game where the winner gets cigars. I'm all in on it. Alabama taking on Tennessee. This rivalry back in the day was once a thing. Alabama had won 12 straight. Big story in this one, though. Tua Tagovailoa. Second quarter, play action, rolls out, sacked by Greg Emerson, but have another look.
Tua was 11 of 12 in this game before this play. Threw his second interception of the season. You see the ankle is rolled under, looks painful. He would come out of this game. Now, what does Alabama do? Go to the backup. Let's see who's next for Alabama.
So you see Tua walking down the tunnel. Nick Saban said he had a high ankle sprain. We'll hear from him in just a moment, but he would not return. So now it's Mac Jones's game. 8:15 remaining in the third. Drops back, passing complete. Flag on the play.
Yeah, go back, take a look again. Darrell Taylor is called for roughing the passer. A little extra shove after the play, and that would prolong the drive for Alabama. Costly mistake.
You get a good look at Jones' toughness early on. So you see the flag, yeah. Well, they're going to try to keep
this is football, Barry.
And then Alabama in a Wildcat formation. Slade Bolden takes the stand by his Bill Forrestall for the touchdown. Alabama
Slade
leads
Bolden, a wide receiver,
28-13.
by the way, and a freshman. How about that?
Well, they're everywhere at Alabama. Then 28-13 here, Jerry Garantano attempts the QB sneak, fumbles. How about that sneak?
Yeah, Maurer's out for Tennessee. Another concussion situation. Garantano's in the game, tries to go over the top. You got to protect the football. This game's a lot closer than the score is looking.
In Alabama, the big story now, Nick Saban and Tua.
Well, I thought we ran the ball pretty effectively. Mac made a couple decent throws. Hopefully, we'll get him more ready to play now that we have a little time. And I think Tua will probably be out for a week, but I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, what else can you tell us about Tua's status?
That's all I can tell you. He's got a high ankle sprain, so he'll probably be out for a week or two.
How will your team move forward without him?
Same way we did in the game today. We have the players that we have. We got to do what they can do so that we have the best chance to be successful.
All right, so upcoming schedule, Arkansas off week, then LSU. That's the one that counts on November 9th. High ankle sprain, you said probably week to 2 for Tua. We'll know more as the week progresses. The big one of the Big Ten, whiteout conditions in Happy Valley. Michigan's lost 7 straight against top 10 teams. What a great atmosphere. First quarter, Michigan down 7-0. They like to go for it on 4th and 3. And Shea Patterson throws for Tariq Black, but it's broken up by John Reed.
Yeah, big question was how is Shea Patterson going to be able to handle the pass rush of Penn State? Jim Harbaugh's furious. He wants pass interference. You take a look at this play again. It looks like Reed is all over the receiver. That's maybe a missed call.
So maybe they should have flagged that one. Second quarter. Don't call Sean Clifford anything but a dual threat quarterback.
He's athletic, looks a lot like Trace McSorley. He's getting a lot more experience under his belt. Big win against Iowa. Now you got Michigan. He's getting some big game experience.
Yeah, and Shea Patterson, again, did not start off well.
This is such a good play by the cornerback, Tariq Castro Fields. He recognizes the screen. He's able to shoot in and get the interception.
On the opposite end of that is this, dropping a dime to K.J. Hamler.
K.J. Hamler in the open field is as good as anyone in the country. Great playmaker. Sean Clifford knows where to go versus man-to-man coverage.
Hey, give Michigan credit. They fought back. Zach Charbonnet takes it in. Michigan finally on the board. 12-yard touchdown, 21-7. Fourth quarter time, Penn State up just 7 now. Clifford again to Hamler.
Not only does Clifford throw this far, but he throws it high in the air, so it allows the receiver to locate the football. 108 yards, 2 TDs for Hamler.
Big game for Hamler. Here comes Michigan again. Hassan Haskins takes the handoff. Reach for the goal line. It's ruled a touchdown, but it would be reviewed.
Yeah, they got to take a look. Knee goes down, but it's the Michigan run game in the second half that got him back in. As Harbaugh said at halftime, we're going to come back.
So TD called back, 4th and goal. Patterson sneaks it up the middle.
Huge
Massive
surge
pileup
from behind. It didn't look like he was going to get it initially. It took the refs about 15 seconds to sort through this. They would rule it a touchdown. Penn State fans, they couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they're thinking, like, well, wait a second. What else do we have to do? So Michigan now down
That's not looking good.
to 7. So Penn State 3 and out. Michigan the ball back. Patterson finds Nico Collins over the middle, 6-yard. Move the chain. 4 plays later. 4th and goal. Patterson to the end zone. Broken up
or dropped, but Michigan has to make this play. They almost completed the comeback, couldn't quite make it.
Hamler and Penn State excited. They escaped.
That's my brother right here. That's my dog. No, I was really just thinking, I just hope Cliff throw it to me. I just got to make a play for the team and, just produce for us, So everything I did was for the team. I left it all out there tonight.
What's it like to throw balls to this guy and to be in big wins like this?
I'm telling you right now, he's the most electrifying player in all of college football, and he showed it tonight on the national stage. I love this dude. Love this dude. I love you too.
It's all love in Happy Valley. They're now beating ranked opponents in consecutive weeks for the first time since 2005. On the other side, there's Harbaugh, who's lost 8 straight to top 10 teams.
I think you just put steel on your spine and come back on Monday to, seek an improvement. You seek to be better today than you were yesterday, better tomorrow than today. You got part of character's putting steel in the spine and coming back Monday.
Joey, break down Sean Clifford's game for me.
I would not play Penn State man-to-man coverage. He knows where to go when you play man-to-man. A staple in the Penn State offense has always been the fade from the slot route. This is Freiermuth, who runs over. He's big tight end, bigger guy. As you can see, gets some contact. See the blitz in Clifford's face, has to throw this ball high and drops it on the money right to the outside of Freiermuth, catches his ball for a touchdown. Once again, Michigan looking like a blitzer coming up front. KJ Hamler, one of the best athletes out there. If you watch a guy out in the open field, this is a guy you don't want to play man-to-man against. And again, Michigan with the pressure, Clifford throws this ball high, and it's just a foot race, and not many people are keeping up with Hamler in this situation. Man-to-man coverage, you have a safety, 12 yards off of a slot receiver. There is nothing he can do about this ball. It's too much field to try to cover. And you see Hamler once again make a touchdown catch. This Penn State team, the question was, from an experience standpoint, they lose Trace McSorley, they lose Miles Sanders. Could this young team start to make these kind of plays? So you go to Iowa, they pull off a big win there. Then they have Michigan at home. So these are huge wins. As moving forward, this team has to go to Columbus, Ohio. This team plays Michigan State. As we talk about Ohio State being the best team in the Big Ten, Penn State is right on their heels with the way they're playing. Defense gave us some points tonight, not used to seeing that, but this is a very good Penn State football team.
And Sean Clifford's really been a big part of the story. We talk a lot about the defense when we talk about Penn State for the first half of the season, and we should. They're terrific. But Sean Clifford now, guys, is battle-tested. Think about the defenses that he's faced this year. Pitt, Iowa, Michigan, all can rush the passer. And in those games, Sean Clifford's been fantastic, fitting the football into small windows, under duress, not crazy stats, but not throwing picks and avoiding negative plays. This guy can run the football also. This team trusts him. And they're going to need that late in the year when they take on Ohio State.
We saw exactly what we needed to out of Penn State in a big situation. Clifford and Penn State stepped up. No quarterback issues there. Perhaps some quarterback issues now for Alabama. Showed the highlight earlier. Nick Saban says Tua out for a couple of weeks. That includes Arkansas, the bye week, and then perhaps we'll see for LSU. Quickly, give me something on Tua and how this could affect them going forward with Mac Jones.
This is where the transfer portal comes into play. Jalen Hurts left. Remember last season, SEC championship game, Tua goes down. Jalen Hurts steps in. Now he's gone. And just like a lot of teams in the country, who is your backup quarterback? This Alabama defense isn't as good as what we've seen in the past, so it's going to be interesting how quickly can Tua get back on the field for Alabama.
Forget about college football playoff. They won't win the SEC West if they don't get Tua back close to healthy, right? They can beat Arkansas with Mac Jones. That's great. You're not going to beat Joe Burrow with the defense Alabama has, with the inexperience. You need a guy to get the football to wide receivers quickly. The receivers at Alabama are their best position group. And Tua is simply one of the best players in the country. Has such a good feel for Sark's offense, and mobility is a big part of his game. We saw how that affected him late last year. So they're fine after Arkansas. They get the bye week, but they need him back close to 100% if they want to win their division.
Yeah, all well and good. Mac Jones can get some reps. They might need some quarterback depth as they go on throughout the season. Let's check into Wisconsin in the noon window. You thought they were just going to go to Illinois and just take down the Illini. Jack Cohn here hands it off to Jonathan Taylor. They were up 13-7. This makes it 20-7.
Jonathan Taylor became the third player ever to get to 5,000 career rushing yards before his senior season, joining Herschel Walker and
Michael James.
Who would have guessed that?
Who didn't have that? Taylor finishes the game with 5,128 career rushing yards. Later in the third, Michigan transfer Brandon Peters finds Reggie Corbin.
We've seen Illinois do this before. They were down 28-0 to Michigan last week before they made that one a game. Can they finish this off? This is a nice ball to the end zone. This is a Wisconsin defense. Don't give up a lot of points.
May I remind you that this was a 31-point spread.
Can't do this. 3 turnovers on offense for Wisconsin in this game. They're a very costly interception by Jack Cohn.
Okay, so the Illini are going to try to salt the clock here. Big run as James McCourt was practicing. Dre Brown gets it through multiple defenders. So here it is. On the line, no college kicker situation.
Just watch the crowd.
McCourt drills it. How about it? Illinois gets the win, 24-23.
Nothing but silence and put it through the uprights. You know, everything I worked for. It's just amazing that I could help the team and this coaching staff and this university, just help them succeed in something we've wanted for so long. And it feels amazing. It just feels amazing.
We've been close a couple times, where we felt like we had a chance to win the game. We had a great game plan. We're healthy now, and when we're healthy, we're a pretty good football team. Our program, we needed to get a signature win. I was just hoping the day was the day, and the day came.
How stunning was this upset in Champaign? Why were we popping bottles? It is the second largest upset in a Big Ten Conference game over the last 40 seasons. Let's hear from the Badgers.
No, I mean, this group likes to play, and I don't worry about that right now as far as them coming back and being ready. Obviously, it's a great challenge and it's an opportunity, and we need to make sure we're all ready.
Entering Saturday, Wisconsin had 29% chance to reach the college football playoff according to the All-State Playoff Predictor. That down to just 2% now. Wisconsin at the Horseshoe to face Ohio State next week. Still ahead on college football final. Trevor Lawrence, there was some good, there was some bad, but there was still a win. We'll break down the Clemson Tigers on the road in Louisville, plus a big day in the Pac-12, supremacy in the South with Utah, and supremacy in the North with Oregon, all on the line. That and more still ahead. We're off and running. This is College Football Final.
Liberty Mutual customized.
And the South, first place on the line in both divisions. We'll start up north, Washington and Oregon. First quarter, trail 7-0. Kickoff on the touchdown. Look at Chico McClatcher.
I'm just a bush.
I'm not here. So he lays down in the end zone, then he gets it, takes the lateral, goes 50 yards down the field, but the officials call an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, Chris Peterson doesn't love it. Chico McClatcher doesn't love it. And they would end up retrying the kickoff.
What are we thinking there? Can't do that anymore, can't land the turf. So they did end up retrying the kickoff. Yeah. Oregon defense, one of the two teams that have not given up a 40-yard play entering Saturday. Second quarter, 2nd and 8. That changes here when Jacob Eason drops a dime to Jordan Chin.
Yeah, early in this game, Washington's offense had things rolling. They were playing well. They got the man-to-man coverage down the middle. Jacob Eason, perfect long pass as Washington's making it look easy.
I tell you, for a while they were slinging it here. Eason to Puka Nacua, 33
This is crazy because Oregon's defense only gave up 1 touchdown in the last 5 games. They gave up 3 TDs in the first half alone. they were on their heels.
It looked like they were sleepless in Seattle, and they were going to start pulling away. Final seconds, 4th and 3. Herbert, big conversion of Micah Pittman.
Yeah, Oregon was down 14 points in the second half, and then they got the running game going, which then opened up the pass game for Herbert.
And then Pittman tried to take a fan's pom-pom. He would be flagged.
Yes, another
forced
flag.
on a kickoff.
You got to at least pay for
it. You know, right. 5 minutes left in the game, 3rd and 2. Herbert, 5-yard throw to Jalen.
See, now that's illegal block. That's legal blocking downfield. This pass is behind the line of scrimmage. You see receivers downfield trying to get blocks, opening up a little crease. They would review this play, but the call would stand touchdown.
So we're not flagging that. So Easton and the Huskies have another opportunity. 4th and 3. Nakua on the slant, falls incomplete. Come back from 14 points down. Oregon in control in the north. What about in the south? Utah taking on Arizona State. Second quarter up 7-0. Ball midfield. Drew Lisk finds Zach Moss, and he goes for a first down. But he's down and he's injured.
Yeah, and this is the big game. The Pac-12 South is 4 teams tied for the lead with 1 loss. Moss has dealt with injuries before, so this is crucial for Utah. As you see, helmet-to-helmet contact, and he goes down.
Yeah, Evan Fields would get ejected, the Arizona State defensive back. So Moss, he was down. He would walk off under his own power, which was good to see. Same drive. He actually comes back in the game, says, you know what? Still my turn, gets the ball for the touchdown.
Zach Moss, 99 yards rushing in this game. He was big when he came back from this injury.
So 14-0 lead. ASU's offense wasn't able to score. Fourth quarter up 14-3. Moss again, big night for him. They needed him.
Yeah, you know, he's cousins with Santana and Sonoris Moss. I think speed runs in the family, and this guy has it for a big back. Give the guy a crease. He can make people miss. He's off to the races. Would become the school's all-time leading rusher in this game. And how about Utah's defense? They gave up only 136 total yards, and now Utah sits alone atop the Pac-12.
Yeah, 21-3 the final. Tyler Huntley, the quarterback, was hurt for Utah, but they get the win over Arizona State. So Utah was the immediate pick to come out of the Pac-12. Oregon had the loss in Auburn. There's still a couple of teams that could potentially be in the playoff hunt. Joey, I'll start with you. Where's the Pac-12 playoff chances?
They're still alive, and they're alive because Utah's, I think, at 12 and Oregon's at 13, or those numbers are switched one way or the other. In a couple weeks, the college football rankings will come out. We'll keep around where this Pac-12 is. But Oregon will get credit for playing Auburn early on. Even though they lost that game, they deserve credit for playing that type of game early as a close game. So you look at Utah, they have the one loss. They got beat by USC. And so you wondered, because there's a lot of solid teams in the Pac-12 where they eat each other up. And so these two teams, if they can meet in the Pac-12 championship game, still ranked very highly, the Pac-12 has a
Oregon
shot.
needs Arizona State to start winning again and be a 2-loss team when they play them in the regular season. They need Utah to be as ranked as high as possible if they pair up in the Pac-12 title game. They were beating Auburn with 9 seconds to go in that game, week 1. So the committee should give them credit for that. They need this defense to play at a high level. Struggled early against Washington. Late in the game, when it was on the line, they forced a 3-and-out, a 3-and-out, and a turnover on downs, and gave the ball back to Justin Herbert. Remember, they're without their best receiving target, Jacob Breland, now for the rest of the year. So the defense has to play at a high level, but still alive in the playoffs.
What have we seen with Wisconsin and Georgia? Chaos is out there where you haven't even gotten to November yet on the college football grid. We are not going to debate about Clemson's playoff bona fides. Win and you're in. That's all it is for Clemson. But there might be some concern with Trevor Lawrence on the road today, taking on Louisville. First quarter up 3-0. Lawrence, sloppy early.
Really sloppy here. Goes to the seam, which is really just clearing out for the crossing route to come across. And he looks down the middle. And again, now you see Dabo Swinney coaching Trevor Lawrence. We don't see much of this before now.
And again, Lawrence picked.
He's trying to go to T. Higgins down the seam, but there's 3 defenders around the ball. It's an ill-advised decision by
2
Trevor
first quarter interceptions for Trevor. Here's Dabo, what he said at halftime.
He had 3 horrendous plays. He should have had a touchdown to J.C. Chalk, and he just high, and then just 2 bad plays. You know, I told him, I said, Kobe Bryant said one time he'll go 0 for 30 before he goes 0 for 12. So we're going to stay aggressive, and I don't want him to ever change who he is.
So he had the 3 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. They did stay aggressive. Give Clemson credit.
They really did, and they have to. You know, Clemson is looking at being in the playoff, not just necessarily beating a Louisville team, because they know they're better than Louisville. They're looking for the rest of this season to get Trevor Lawrence better.
And you know what? Give Travis Etienne the ball.
And this is what they've done the best, I think, the last 2 weeks. Getting number 9 in this running game going. He had 192 rushing yards against Louisville.
He would limp out of bounds after the play on this one right here. Same score after he scores that touchdown. You see him in traffic. kind of gets a little limpy out here. Etienne would sit out the remainder of the game. Sweeney said afterwards it was a serious injury, probably a little more precaution. And then Clemson's won 22 straight, 16 straight in the ACC, 45-10. Here's Dabo on his quarterback.
You know, I'm just really proud of Trevor. He was about as bad in the first quarter as you could be. 3 for 7, 2 interceptions, and I don't know, maybe 9 yards or something. I mean, just like I think that's like negative, and whatever your rating is. He really had 4 plays that were bad plays in the game. But outside of that, wow, he ran the ball well. He showed great leadership, and you know, we're growing through a little adversity with it. You know, you win the game 40 whatever to 10. You think, oh, what kind of adversity? But there was plenty of adversity, plenty of challenges in that game.
Jesse, break down what you saw.
Well, Trevor Lawrence was going rogue in this game. Careless mistakes, throwing to guys that shouldn't be part of his progression. Here he's got a guy running down the middle of the field, but this ball's supposed to go to the in route at the top of the screen. If it's not open, check it down to the back. Amari Rodgers is running a clear-out route with a safety in the middle of the field. He's not expecting the football, nor should he, and it's a bad interception. We showed you this earlier. T. Higgins makes a lot of big plays. He's running a seam route, but one of the safeties stays high, and when Lawrence lets this go, there's 3 defenders around the ball. Even if Higgins doesn't fall down, I still think this ball might get intercepted.
Yeah, and here's the concern. These plays right here, now, it ends up being a touchdown. But you look at the thought process. Again, there's defenders back there, 2 guys in the end zone. Trevor Lawrence trying to do too much. They're in field goal range. You take care of this football. He throws it up. They go up. They make a play. So what leads to bad decision-making later is he feels like he can throw a ball up. His guys will make a play, but that's why he's throwing interceptions.
Man, you heard Dabo. Just be Kobe. Just stay aggressive. Saturday marked Trevor Lawrence's 3rd multi-interception game in 7 starts this season. He threw 2 total interceptions in his 11 starts last year. His numbers look pretty similar.
He's like
to
Sam
Watson.
He's like Sam Darnold a few years ago. 95% of the game, you're like first pick of the draft. He makes 2 to 3 decisions a game, though, that you're just thinking, what are you doing?
But look at the numbers look, it's okay.
It's okay because we're sitting here. It ain't okay for that.
We'll group hug later. Hey, implications in the ACC Coastal between UNC and Virginia Tech. Under 6 minutes, tied at 24.
Oh, yeah.
Play Sam Howell to Antoine Green.
North Carolina's just playing loose. Sam Howell threw for 5 touchdowns in this game. Little trickery here, pitch it back, wide open touchdown. We're getting late in the game. It's getting close.
Give him the lead, Joey Galloway. Then Quincy Patterson, less than a minute later, he goes 50.
Yeah, Virginia Tech did a fantastic job in this game running the football great at the point of attack up front.
All right, we're going to overtime now. Double overtime. Game on the line. Virginia Tech, 4th and 3. UNC leading. Patterson floats the pass to Damon Hazelton, 18-yard touchdown. Virginia Tech extends the game.
We call that late hands. We call that late hands by the receiver. The DB's watching the receiver wants to play the ball through his hands. You put him up late, nothing he can do.
4th OT. Tied up. Field goal to take the lead. Oh no. Blocked. Virginia Tech now gets a chance to win the game. Ensuing.
What's it called? Matt Barry?
Oh no. College kickers. He misses 42-yard right. Game continues, so a new rule means that in the 5th overtime, alternating 2-point conversion.
All right.
That's
I like it.
Get it? Alternating 2-point conversion. 6th overtime now. Howell scrambled.
Howell was so good in this game, throwing 5 TDs. He's just trying to make something happen. Remember his effort late in the game against Clemson? They tried the option. It didn't work.
Not his strong point.
Bud Foster's unit makes a stop, and then here, ball game, Virginia Tech survives in what may have been the wildest game of the day in terms of finishes, 43-41. So I mentioned chaos in that ACC Coastal. Follow me here. Virginia beat Pitt, who beat Duke, who beat Virginia Tech, who beat UNC, who beat Georgia Tech, who beat Miami, who beat Virginia. By rule, someone will win the division.
Do they have to?
You guys got that?
We used to call that the ACC
Do they have
Wheel
to?
of Destiny.
It's the wheel of death right now. Clemson's in. That's where it belongs. Coming up next, the rankings heard around the world. Jesse and Joey, who's in? That more still ahead on College Football Final.
To College Football Final, presented by Mazda.
You know, another Saturday, another LSU game. More Joe Burrow does football. If it was up to Palmer, Burrow would be the #1 overall pick. He actually left him out of his player to best wear the jersey #9 last week. Burrow here to Racing McMath.
He's not retired yet, Barry. You know, they got a lot of good receivers at LSU. Terrence Marshall, one of their best, has been hurt since the Vandy game, didn't play today. So what'd you have on Racing McMath?
All I had on this one, there were virtual lock implications. 5:42 in the third, Burrow to Justin Jefferson.
Burrow now 31 touchdowns on the season, 4 in this game to 4 different wide receivers.
First 7-0 start under Edo for the Tigers. Check in on Oklahoma taking on West Virginia. West Virginia is 0 for Oklahoma since joining the Big 12. Jalen Hurts to Jeremiah Hall, wide open.
Jeremiah Hall was able to just kind of sneak through the line of scrimmage. West Virginia lost him in the back end. That's a touchdown pass.
You guys want to see a 2-yard TD run look special? Doesn't look good here, right?
Poor 91. Who left 91 out there by himself?
That's his fault. Oklahoma up 28-7 at that point. But then a scary moment here.
Moment of silence.
Sooner Scooter was out of the school. Look at this. Ooh. It tips over, and then all kinds of debris comes out.
How about the people checking on the schooner first, though?
Sharp turn.
That lady took.
Yeah, the school released a statement saying that no injuries were reported as the wheels literally came off, but they didn't come off for the football team. Here Hurts deep to Lee Morris.
Yeah, 16 of 17 throwing it, 5 total touchdowns. Defense continues to look good for Boomer Sooner.
14th 50-point game under Lincoln Riley. They roll. Now let's take a look at who you guys think could be in the college football playoff with the Capital One fan votes.
All right, we're finally through week 8. It is flying.
It is flying.
We've had some chaos recently. Another wild day of college football, Joey. Yeah. Let's find out if there's any movement in our top 5s.
Like Oklahoma at number 5. They dominated West Virginia. Jalen Hurts accounted for 5 more touchdowns. He looks like the smoothest athlete in college football.
Okay, I've got movement. I had Clemson at number 2 for a while. I've now got them outside of my top 4. I'm officially worried now about Trevor Lawrence and these interceptions. He's got 8 on the season. Careless mistakes he wasn't making a season ago, and mistakes that the other quarterbacks in my top 5 are not making. It may not cost them against a team like Louisville, but if it keeps up, it is going to cost them down the road. Number 4, I've got Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts has been terrific, and the defense, consistent week in, week out. They're only giving up 19 points a game.
Yeah, I'll keep Ohio State at number 4 for me. They lead the country in margin of victory. They dominated Northwestern. But here comes Wisconsin, angry Wisconsin, because they just lost their first game of the season, but Ohio State's at number 4.
Okay, they'll play Wisconsin at home next week. Who you got at number 3?
Number 3, Alabama. Tua got banged up. A little closer game against Tennessee than anyone expected. But in a couple weeks, they will get a piece of LSU, so that's going to be a terrific game to watch.
Yeah, they're banged up right now on both sides of the ball. I expected them to handle Tennessee more convincingly, even with the injury to Tua in that game. So we'll see how that injury affects them moving forward. Number 2 right now, I have got, where are they? Ohio State. Maybe the most complete team in the entire country. Not the same resume as the other teams in my top 5, but whoever they play, they win convincingly. They're beating people by 42 points a game, and Justin Fields keeps getting better.
LSU with 2 top 10 wins. Joe Burrow, another 300-yard passing game this week. That's his 5th one of the season. Defense is looking better, athletic on the back end. They're my number 2 team. And at number 1, I know you're concerned. I'm a little concerned, but even though he threw 2 interceptions, 2 really bad interceptions in the game this weekend, they still won the game and dominated. ETN got going, almost 200 yards rushing.
They've gotten ETN going the last 2 weeks. I've got LSU as my new number 1 team. We know the resume, the win against Texas.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I was really impressed with their win against Florida, as emotional as that was. There was no letdown on the road at Mississippi State. A lot of people, Joe Burrow, people, should be the Heisman winner if the season ended today. LSU looking very, very good right now. So, Matt, we got chaos, dude. It's been happening week in, week out these last couple of weeks.
Yes, he's concerned.
Yeah, chaos this week, chaos next week. Look at this grid. Notre Dame in a big house. Ohio State, Wisconsin, Auburn, LSU. Don't forget to give your Capital One fan vote on the SportsCenter Twitter handle on Monday. Men, hurry back to the desk. We had to find out if Florida was going to be concerned on the road, taking on South Carolina. Third quarter tied at 10. Kyle Trask picked by Jamie Robinson.
Yeah, Trask has been banged up for Florida. Helinski's been banged up for South Carolina. It's a wet, sloppy game on grass. That's the last thing these guys want to see as Trask throws this interception.
So Dan Mullen tried to coach him up a little bit in soon possession. Dowdle was hurt too. It was Tavian feast or famine for the game.
Yeah, the Clemson transfer going off. How about this? The Gamecocks ran for 217 yards in wet weather conditions. That was big.
Up 7. This was big for the Gators. Watch Damian Pierce cut outside and goes 75 yards. But what is that? We don't call holding?
No, we call that blocking downfield if you're a wide receiver. They didn't call it. It is not a holding.
46 yards of holding that didn't get called. Tied at 17, fourth quarter now. Gators trail by 3. Trask, great adjustment here by Freddie Swain.
And Dan Mullen had a lot of confidence in Kyle Trask. In this weather, they let him throw it 33 times. That was surprising. The Trask threw it well.
So here's where it gets dicey. Trask, next Florida drive, picked off by J.C. Horn. High points the ball, but I want you to hold on to everything because Horn is called for defensive holding. Now, South Carolina fans, they get unhappy.
Towels,
they start throwing stuff
bottles.
on the field.
They're not even making it to the field.
No,
they're
not.
their own fans.
Textbooks.
A lot of arm
notebooks.
issues out there. So the next play, Trask rolls out, finds Kyle Pitts, but what happens here?
Now, this one, they deserve to be upset with. First one was a good call. This one is flat out blocking. Now, Trask throws this ball right now. As a receiver is at the line of scrimmage, it's legal, but he waits. And it is amazing that officials missed this call. South Carolina has a reason to be upset.
And then here later in the fourth, Trevon Grimes touched.
Gators played great in the fourth, scored 21 points. They get a bye week now before a huge game with Georgia.
And rightfully so, Will Muschamp salty after the game.
Do you know why you got the unsportsmanlike?
No, I don't. The guy ran 40 yards away and dropped a flag. I have no idea.
What is your...
I'd rather him drop it on my feet.
Did you say anything?
Yeah.
No, prior to the flag?
Yeah.
Something that you think warranted an unsportsmanlike?
It's not my judge. Drop it on my feet next time.
So clearly you were unhappy about the totality
I'm
of the
not going to comment about anything else. Don't go 40 yards away and drop a flag. How about that? Gutless.
Gutless. Adam
Under the
about
little whisper.
Bring me a biscuit, human. I'm not leaving. Kirby Smart fired up. Of course, they're coming up the loss to South Carolina last week. A scoreless, sloppy game in the third. Best thing to do, give the ball to DeAndre Swift.
They always say that low man wins. DeAndre Swift is always the low man. Had 179, 2 touchdowns in this game. The run game of Georgia was a factor.
Kentucky tried to get back in. Lynn Bowden Jr. tries to rush for a first down.
Yeah, he looked so good last week, right? Converted wide receiver, played well against Arkansas. This was the only turnover in the game, and it was a big one.
Yeah, because later, just as the weather was bad, they kind of just imposed their will on them later.
It was 235 yards rushing for Georgia as Jake Fromm, 9 of 12 for 35 yards.
Dogs, 10th straight win over Kentucky. They bounce back 21-0 in the shutouts. Both Florida and Georgia off next week before they rekindle that little rivalry down in Jacksonville in Week 10. That one could be the de facto SEC East Championship game. ESPN's Football Power Index slightly favors the Bulldogs over the Gators to win the division. Still ahead on college football final. Texas got a scare from Les Miles. Miles to go. Could a kicker be a hero for the Longhorns? And why we love college football today. Casey O'Brien and the story you have to see as they keep rowing the boat in Minnesota. That and more still ahead on college football final. We know say God bless Texas with his own hands. Kansas and the Longhorns. Carter Stanley and Rock Chalk looking for an upset.
Carter Stanley took full advantage of a Texas secondary down 4 starters that misses more tackles than any other defense in college football.
They do have a tackling issue. Stanley then finds Stephon Robinson Jr. for a touchdown.
Making it look easy, 569 total yards for this Kansas team. We've seen them play some really good football this season.
Go for 2, Les.
Do it, Les.
Down 1, and he finds Dalen Charlotte. Love the ball play. Les loves it. Texas fans are like, wait, this is going to happen? This is the thing? Next drive for Texas, 3rd and 6. When you've got Sam Ehlinger leading the troops, you're in a pretty good spot.
You got to know on defense that he's going to take off and run here. Nobody open. You better contain him. You better stay in your rush lanes. Kansas fails to do that.
So Ehlinger, then 14 seconds left. They got to get in the field goal range. Tick, 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 tick. Devin Duvernay first down.
Devin Duvernay leads the nation, 9 catches a game. So Ehlinger going to his go-to guy.
Cameron Dicker now for the win, gentlemen.
Dicker,
right?
No college kicker scenario for Dicker the kicker.
Miles to go.
50-48, miles to go till they can go into Austin and get a win. They haven't done well there. Let's check in on Baylor, Oklahoma State. Baylor's still undefeated. 3rd and goal, 2-yard line. Charlie Brewer retakes the lead here. It's a back-and-forth game.
Yeah, it's a lot of talk about who in the Big 12 can challenge Oklahoma. Baylor still undefeated. Could they be that team?
Keep an eye on Baylor. Keep an eye on Baylor. And Spencer Sanders loses the ball. We got scoop and score.
Spencer Sanders has been inconsistent this year for Oklahoma State. Baylor creates 3 takeaways. They're now 7-0.
Love a scoop and score. Remember, they were just 0-8 to start the season 2 years ago. Shane Buechele, Reggie Robertson, they had a football game. SMU Ponies came in unbeaten, 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah, they came in on fire. 665 yards of total offense in this game, and they're really, really making it look easy.
17-0, and then if you like this combo, you're going to like him again. Buechele rolls right, finds him one more time.
Yeah, Buechele threw 6 touchdowns. Buechele's a Texas transfer, so he throws to his fellow Big 12 transfer from West Virginia, Robertson. He caught 3 of those teams.
What did I tell you about Texas, the great state of? 45-21, undefeated for the first time since 1982. Let's celebrate college football, 150 years. The best to wear the jersey. We are down to number 8 as we count down. Number 8, who is you?
I'm going Davey O'Brien. Where'd he go to school?
Fort Worth, TCU.
Yes, he did. He's 150 pounds, about your size, Matt. He took the Horned Frogs to an undefeated national championship, the first player to win the Heisman, the Maxwell, and the Walter Camp trophies, all in the same year.
I like the black and white video.
Love it.
I'm going to stay a little bit more current, though. I'm going to go back to 2016. You guys remember this dude, Lamar Jackson?
I've heard of him.
From Louisville. He had that breakout game against Florida State early. No one could tackle him. He had a cannon for an arm. This guy became the youngest player ever to win the Heisman. He was 19 years old, would go on to be one of 2 quarterbacks in major college football history to throw for over 3,000 and run for over 1,500.
All right, Lamar is good, but I'm taking the greatest 8 of all time, and it is Troy Aikman. Started at OU, ended up at UCLA, Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year in his first season in Westwood, won the Davey O'Brien the next year, and then it was the first overall pick of the Dallas Cowboys. Give me Troy Aikman.
Did Oklahoma have him trying to run the option?
We'll leave that out, so will Troy. All right, so next week, the best to wear number 7. Look at that list. John Elway, Mike Vick, Danny Warfel.
Get rid of all them guys.
Those guys are well and good, but here's the duo that matters. Look at these swingers.
There it is.
Same haircut.
The showdown. If you don't watch college football final,
the eye black stickers.
Watch next week is the great debate over the best to wear number 7.
Look at that hairline on the dude on the right.
You two are absolutely out of control. All right, Minnesota Rutgers. You know what they're doing? They're just rowing the boat. Rowing the boat. All right, so this the extra point. A great moment here is Casey O'Brien, 4-time cancer survivor, comes on to hold the extra point. An emotional moment, he with his head coach, P.J. Fleck. This is why we love college football. And obviously O'Brien was emotional about it after the game.
It means the world to me. There's been so many ups and downs and nights in the hospital and surgeries and everything like that has gone into this moment that this is what I dreamed about, and tonight it got to come true.
You know, guys, we're doing the helmet stickers in just a minute, but I'm going to give a bonus helmet sticker to Casey O'Brien. What a great move it was out of P.J. Fleck in Minnesota. Not to be buried the lead. They remain undefeated, but Casey O'Brien, from all of us, well done,
Inspiration,
son.
man. Way to go.
Bonus helmet sticker for the Minnesota Golden Gophers and Casey O'Brien. Still ahead, the other helmet stickers are being handed out. Is Joe Burrow going to get another one? Because I want you to find someone to believe in you like Palmer believes in Burrow.
Go get it, Joe.
It's still ahead.
Fill that helmet up, Joe.
We'll put a sticker on this show when college football final continues.
Fall Final, presented by Mazda.
Entering Saturday, you fellas know Missouri led the SEC East, taking on Vandy. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, Missouri did.
Yeah, well, guess what they did? They ran into Riley Neal, who finds Cam Johnson.
Yeah, Mo Hassan got the start at quarterback for Vanderbilt. Riley Neal finishes it up, and they score 21 against a pretty good Missouri defense. And how about that?
Oh, how about this?
Mason, first win in the SEC this year.
Well, Derek Mason was asked afterwards about his job security. This may be the highlight of the day.
A lot of people want this job, so they think, but I'm the man that's built for this job. Every day, man, we grind. We grind. Don't question us. Don't question who we are, what we do, or how we play. We're Vanderbilt men. Commodores Akron, down!
There you go, D-Mace.
All right.
5 of the 7 lowest-ranked Power 5 teams.
Transfer there?
According to FBI, you're out of eligibility. Got wins on Saturday. Let's hurry up, shall we? A hurry-up offense starting with Tulsa, Cincinnati. Notre Dame coach, former Cincinnati coach Brian Kelly, 2009 12-0 Bearcat team was on.
Remember Marty Gilliard, All-American?
They could sling it. This team can sling it themselves. Desmond Ritter finds Jared Dokes. He'll do the rest. Little yak.
Dokes had 1 catch for a touchdown, 17 rushes, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Luke Fickell has a Cincinnati team playing well. They're 6-1, 3-0 in the AAC. Their only loss of the season to a very good Ohio State football team.
Give me an A for effort. 3 total TDs. Cincinnati wins 24-13 since he's won 11 consecutive home games. Iowa hosting Purdue, up 9-7. We had an Iowa offensive sighting. Tyler Goodson, 1-yard touchdown, 3rd and goal, Iowa up. Then Mekhi Sargent for 14.
Yeah, and a nice bounce back for Iowa. They had back-to-back losses against Michigan, Penn State. Jack Plummer played really well for Purdue at quarterback against a good Iowa D, but Iowa wins this one 26-20.
It was most points allowed by Iowa this season. Virtual lock implication, Appalachian State, Louisiana Monroe, Darrington Evans, 59 yards to the house.
Evans had 136 yards rushing in this game. 1 touchdown. It was 31-7 at the half. Once they covered, Barry, this game was all over. The game was Appalachian State minus 15.
Look at Jalen Virgil go.
Yeah, I mean, can we at least do the highlight and give them some credit?
They covered.
And not make it all about you and Spock. I just want to talk about the kids. Bo Nix Arbor coming off the bye week. They look sharp here. Fakes the handoff, takes it in himself.
Opening drive, Marlon Davidson, their defensive end, gets a sack, forced fumble, and fumble recovery. Trifecta to set up that touchdown run.
And then Nix here. Nice little toss to Seth Williams.
Bo Nix, 3 touchdown passes in this game. First time in his career as Arkansas now lost 15 straight SEC.
Hadn't been good for them. 51-10 to beat down over Arkansas. Little, what were you thinking? You want to see the worst fake punt in the history of college football? What was that?
Why the chest pass is my question.
Why
don't you just throw it like a normal
What is that?
Who designed that?
What?
And I'm going to jump in the air.
Well, you're not going to do anything when you see this.
You got to tighten your belt.
Oh, no.
You got to tighten your belt.
No.
I mean, you have.
Dude, he's just. This guy's just eating each and every.
I don't think he was wearing drawers under his drawers.
He had the plumber butt on.
A lot of it too. We saw too much of that. Virtual locks. Is it historic? Did the guys go undefeated 2 weeks in a row? We'll recap and talk about them more than we should next on College Football Final. Why you know Hank Bachmeier this one, starting without him. Little double reverse here for BYU, getting tricky at home.
Back to Baylor Romney at quarterback. He finds wide open Matt Bushman. Remember, BYU without their starting quarterback, Zach Wilson, but yet they continue to battle.
Yeah, a couple of baked up quarterbacks in that one. Maryland taking on Indiana. Virtual lock implications here. Indiana down 21-7. Peyton Ramsey to Nick Westbrook for the score.
There's 2 Big Ten teams. Each team is averaging scoring over 33 points a game. The number was 59. I went with the over. Matt Berry, tell them what happened.
Well, right here, it's a Javon Leak touchdown to make it 31-28. And then this is the field goal that did it.
This is the one.
And it sealed it because it was 34-28. So that concludes Virtual Locks for another week. You guys go ahead. I'll step out of here for you guys. Go ahead.
Here's a toast to 2 weeks in a row of straight perfection.
Matt Berry, we got your drink over here.
No, you guys go ahead. I want no part. You guys have made it clear. You guys have made it clear.
All right.
There you go.
A drink out of this,
4-0 for the second consecutive week. I would congratulate you, but you kicked me out of the congratulations. Let's do top plays, shall we?
Let's do it.
Number 3, Colorado State Pueblo and Colorado Mesa. What is going on here? The punter picks it up.
Scoop and score.
And goes 80 yards.
This is being sped up, right? That's not real time.
That is unbelievable.
Call that scoop and score around here, Barry.
Not if it's not.
Just how you draw it up.
No, it's not. If it's not the
matter who's scooping.
LSU's Jacoby Stevens to Garrett Schrader. One-handed grab.
Ooh.
That was fun. LSU would win 30.
You know they usually say you play defense because you can't catch?
Well, we've already determined that LSU's got a million receivers, so maybe they had to put some on defense. Then UConn's got a number 1 play.
That's not nice, Barry.
Ardell Brown, who signed off on that? UConn, the top play from Saturday. Okay, let's go with helmet stickers. Joey, we'll start with you.
I'm going Tom Flacco, Joe Flacco's little brother.
Whoa.
Threw for 6 touchdowns. As Towson, as we don't have a Towson helmet,
Sure.
They beat Bucknell.
Reggie Robertson was a baller for SMU. They beat Temple. 8 catches, 250 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns.
Justin Herbert, 4 touchdowns, 14 points late. They come back.
Heard of this.
Not about the stats, more about the comeback for Herbert.
All right.
How about Lovie Smith?
Yeah,
he was 0-11 against Big Ten ranked teams, pulls off his first victory, and it was a big one.
How about Kenneth Gainwell at Memphis? This guy was a stud against Tulane. He had over 100 yards rushing and over 200 yards receiving. First player to do that in a game since 1997.
JaMychal Hasty, close to 200 yards total offense, 2 touchdowns. More importantly, they go on the road. They were underdogs at Oklahoma State. Baylor still undefeated. Amazing stuff on an amazing Saturday. That'll do it for us. We'll see you next week.
Don't forget your cup, Barry.